Welcome, everybody. John Zager. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. It's 12:17 Colorado time on the eastern slope. Sunny, partly cloudy. Temperature is 55. The dog next door is laying on the ground, sleeping in the sun, having a great day. We're supposed to get cool weather through Monday, I think. Rain again this afternoon. You can see the clouds over the divide here, and they're bellowing over. I guess they're supposed to be here around 3 or 4. We had showers yesterday. We'll have showers again this afternoon. Then tomorrow, I think it takes a turn for the worst and starts raining and getting colder for extended periods of time. And then, I think even Monday, there's a chance of snow, as I had said yesterday. I thought they said down to 6,000 feet, which we're pretty close to that. We're not. We're below 6, but we're still pretty close to it. Yeah, you can see as I'm driving out, boy, it's all black in the west. Up to the north, up on Wyoming border. Boy, there's some heavy black clouds coming up over that way. And to the south, from west of town, over the divide, all the way down, as far as you can see over the divide, it's just heavy, 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 deep clouds stretching all the way south. So there's a likelihood we're going to get maybe pounded this afternoon. Kind of interesting. So in my truck, yes, you are correct. I am going north, and I'm getting ready to turn east. I don't know how you guys know that every day, but so we're going to mosey out there and do a podcast. You know, I did my blog this morning early on happy people. It actually turned out really well. My blogs, I spend a lot of time thinking about the wording in my blogs and going and doing research to make sure I get everything as accurately as I can. And I'm pretty proud of that one. So go back and look at it. I put all my blogs these days in johnzager.com. You know, you go to johnzager.com, you probably get the main page, and then you'll see there's a little deal on the side that gives you you can go to whatever page you want. And go to my blog page and you'll see it at the top. Every day. I mean, every day I have a blog in there. But this morning's was Happy People. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that right now because it's kind of important. There's a lot of unhappy people prowling around today. I guess they did the vote for Kavanaugh, and of course he got 51-49 confirmation. And the part that was interesting, and this is just neither side, it's just an observation, you guys, was that the girl, Ford, I believe her last name is, or something like that, for the past 3 months, she's had all kinds of information and allegations and substantiated reports and people that were going to testify and factual kinds of things, right? She never, ever has produced anything to corroborate, I think that's the word, or substantiate any of her accusations. So based on that, she falsely accused a man and destroyed his character. Well, attempted to destroy his character. She wasn't able to do that. And now I would suspect, I don't know if anybody will do it, she's liable for that. I think that's called slander or something. I mean, she was anti-Trump, so anybody that Trump would recommend for the Supreme Court, she was going to castrate, so to speak. And she had no recall of anything other than just, I think, I'm not sure. And all of the people she was supposed to call to testify said, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I was there. I remember what went on. Wasn't anything like what she said. And all of the information she was supposed to provide, paperwork kinds of stuff, nothing. I don't know if that's reaching too far, but to me it says she never had it if she can't produce it. She's had over 3 months to produce it, and she never has. Nothing. So there's a lot of people upset. Not a lot of happy people on that side of the aisle. And again, the more amazing thing of the whole ordeal is that the Democrats accepted her accusations without fact or documentation. So they're, in a sense, just as guilty of, being angry they're not in power, and being angry at Trump for doing an outstanding job. It's a crooked world. It's a very, very crooked world, and it's very dangerous because this has been going on since that last guy, whoever it was president. I think they're going to take his name off the presidency. He shouldn't even be counted as a president. But at any rate, it's pretty ugly. So Happy People. Happy People is the podcast for today. The other thing I noticed is that I am getting a lot of road noise on these earbuds for my iPhone. This is the third day. The last 2 days, it's definitely been fairly loud, and I'm not even driving very fast. I'm going 24 miles an hour, and windows are up, and there's a lot. So I don't know. I might have to go buy some new earbuds, but it's really picking up everything. And it wasn't doing that before. So I guess I'm having to go study technology a little bit better. Happy People. I run into happy people not as often as people that are just run-of-the-mill day after day. Things are going okay, not too great, not too bad. But I run across happy people. I've been watching some videos. I'm always watching videos, trying to learn and grow and, kind of gain more knowledge. And some of these people, not all of them, some of these people on these videos are just very, very happy. And they have no reason to be overly happy. They're just happy people. Have you run across those kinds of people? I'm sure you have. And they're just a delight. And you want to surround yourself with these kinds of people. It's kind of like, how can I find more of these people? They, like I was just talking, politically. I mean, they don't take any sides, They have their own political stand, and they're doing their best to, participate and contribute to society through their voting. And, they make their statement, as I just did, and then they go on about their business. They're happy people. They're content. They're satisfied. That's their values. That's their norms. That's who they are. Happy people are, as we have talked about time and time and time again, happy people are people who were raised really well. Not that you were raised poorly. I'm just saying they were raised well in the following ways. Number one, the behavior that was modeled to them was very fair and honest and truthful, and there wasn't any modeling of behavior that would be against this side or that side. Just real healthy modeling from mom and dad, aunts and uncles, adults in her life, the first 6 years, 7 years of her life, or his life, it doesn't matter. And that's number one. Number two, the values and the morals that were projected, on happy people were very fair and honest. They weren't negative in terms of morals and values that would be not productive to your personal growth. They were morals and values that were, insightful in the fact that, we're not trying to produce a bad kid. We're trying to produce a kid that has a fair understanding of morality and the values of people and the world. And I believe that happens with happy people. They do acquire those kinds of things from the adults when they're little kids growing up. And I think that's another contributing factor. The other thing, too, the third thing I guess I'd be talking about is their personality, how they think, act, and feel. The first 6 and a half, 7 years of your life is when your personality is developed, right? How you think, act, and feel. And that's as a result of your parents or, adults in your life, and they contribute to, what your personality becomes. Your personality has to be obtained from somewhere. It's not something that you just make up as a little kid, as an imaginary thing, but you mimic or follow, how you think, act, and feel from the adults, as well as their modeling and what they say to you. And here's the fourth part, which is interesting with happy people, is that, their belief systems. Their belief systems are outstanding. They don't have belief systems that are outrageous, that are contradictory, that are against people and the world. They're belief systems that fit into getting along with people and getting along in the world, contributing and being compassionate and kind and loving and that sort of thing. So their personalities are developed really, really well by the adults in their family. Now, that's all real positive stuff I just said, those four elements in the makeup of a happy person. And everybody goes, well, I do that, I did that, I did that. Well, you didn't. You did not. The majority of people in the world do not run around, and they're not in that minority of happy people. Are they happy? Sure. Can they be happy? Sure. Are they happy for time, here and there? Sure. Did you do a good job in that regard? Absolutely you did. But I'm talking about happy people that are that way 24/7, 365. That's what I'm talking about. And they're out there, and I run into them. And it's a pleasure to bump into those people, because I'm not one of them. I was not brought up, and I love my mom and my dad. I love them to death, and of course they're gone and all that kind of stuff. And, that's all good and fine. They did the very best they could. And have I been able to be happy from time to time? Yes, absolutely. For extended periods of time? Of course. But I'm not happy all the time. You're probably not happy all the time. So happy people are, they don't get involved in differences and divisions. They don't get involved in that stuff. It's like, I think I got some other stuff to do rather than spend my time and energy in that sort of arena where nothing's going to be resolved. You know what I mean? They just don't get themselves involved in that kind of stuff. They don't have, what would you say, a negative outlook towards folks that they may not agree with. There may be people that clearly have a different view or opinion, or their morals or values or belief systems are completely different than theirs. That's not for them to go and try to fix those people. That's not their interest. That's not where they're going. That's not what they're thinking about. They're able to say, different view, I don't agree with it, but it's still a human person, and I respect, that person's ability to express themselves. May not be where I want to go, but I'm not going. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not spending time with anger about, our differences. Happy people. And again, I do neuroscience, right? Neuroscience research. That's what I do. I don't get paid, but that's what I do. Silly as it might seem, but, happy people, think about this. Think about this. This is so important. They're not unhealthy. They don't have a disease, generally speaking. And again, this is, I'm trying to get as much information to you guys as I can. Statistically, they just don't run around with diseases. They don't get sick a lot. They don't get the flu a lot. They don't get colds a lot. They don't have ill health, right? I mean, for the most part, their immune system is strong. It's fighting off every single thing that's, all the, good Lord, look at all the germs in the world. It's catastrophic, actually. But I don't see them ever getting sick. And if they do get sick, and of course they do because they're human, it's not like they talk about it. There's no reason to talk about it. If they get the sniffles or if they sprain an ankle or I don't know, whatever the heck they do. It's not like it's anybody's business. I'm just taking care of it. I'll deal with it myself and I'll be fine. I don't need any special attention. I don't need any special this, that, or the other thing. We're not going to go, sit around in physical therapy for 6 months. The body heals itself if you give the body the chance to do that. That's their attitude. That's the way they view that stuff. As opposed to a lot of other people that are more like you and I, where, the attention kind of feels good once in a while. And extended stays in physical therapy, might speed up the process or something. I don't know. There's a difference there. There's a difference. You know what I mean? Happy people. Here's a big one. Think about this. You guys know this stuff better than I do, probably. Happy people are not living in lack. Happy people are not living in the back of their pickup truck. Remember, we use that one all the time. Happy people are, well, they're conscientious of the money they make. They make enough money. They don't feel like they have to have abundance. They don't feel like they have to be millionaires. You know, they manage with what they've got, and they're content and happy, satisfied with the financial arrangements going on in their life. You know, they can make as much money as they want, but they're happy with wherever they happen to be. They make it work for a lifetime. So I think that's kind of interesting. You know, the economics are the economics. They impact everybody, but for the most part, happy people are pretty content with what they're doing. You know, their housing situation is probably adequate for them. Plenty good. They might save up, you know, and try to move up a little bit in housing and that sort of thing, and transportation and all that. They're just nice people. Gratitude. Think about that one. How many people get up in the morning and the first thing you think about is all the gratitude you have? Happy people probably talk about gratitude to themselves quite a bit. They are extremely grateful for what they do have. Right? Compassion. The ones I know, they seem to have compassion for other people. You know, instead of the hostility and the dissension and the divisions that go on amongst people and all that kind of silliness, you know, they have compassion. That's what they have. They have compassion. They're interested in you being well. They're interested in you getting ahead. Right? Compassion. They have a general love for life. You know, you've heard Dr. Joe talk about that. You know, you got to match your will against the will of the greater intelligence in you. And I'm distracted, you guys. I'm looking at the house. I'm just sitting out in front of the house looking at what progress they made since yesterday. The driveway's in. They've got a big, huge, rounded driveway that goes in one street and out the other street. They've got the sidewalk in up to the house. Yeah, she's coming along real well. It's going to matter what they do to this roof. I don't know what kind of roofing they're going to put on it, nor I'm not real clear on the color. I know of a couple colors that are being considered, but it's a lot of roof. And I'm not sure. I mean, if you blew it on the color of the roof or the roof texture, you could ruin this whole house because the roof is so consuming. Anyway, more water in the lake. They're putting water back in the lake now because all the farmers have used up everything out of the lake, and so for irrigation's over. All the water's been shut off. And so now they have to fill back up all these reservoirs and lakes until next year. Anyway, so it's coming along fine. They've got quite a few new homes going up. One right across the street, one next door, one 2 doors down. Okay, sorry you guys. I got carried away. So, happy people. I'm going to have to stop you guys. Hang on a minute. Do you want me to open that for you?
Well, we've got the key, but the lock mechanism stopped working.
I can still open it.
That would be amazing.
Okay. All right, so anyway, I'm going to stop at this point. I have to do a service for these people. And God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I'll talk to you all again real soon. Thank you. Bye.